reveals that Nigeria experienced 135 collapsed buildings and structures and at least 25 fatalities between 2022 and 2024. The most recent one is the Kubwa incident, a suburb in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja. The Guild recalls, sadly, that in 2022, 62 collapses were recorded, with good old Lagos accounting for 20 incidents. Lagos also witnessed 17 structural collapses in 2023. Are we doing anything about the frightening phenomenon today?
We have refused to enforce our laws, principally because of one thing: corruption. If you buy a plot of land, you know that before we start building, there are processes you are supposed to follow.
Yeah.
Either the town planning,
bridges to cross.
Bridges to cross. Either the town planning authority or Minister of Lands and some other things. What I know is that people go through town planning. When we have town planning authority, they will tell you the kind of building you can erect in that particular place. Okay. But because of our corrupt ways now, people will buy a plot of land. If the place is near the water, they will now bribe officials to sell 2 plots of land more to them. They will take papers for only 1 plot of land. So when the king that will reign, that will not know Joseph, comes 20 years later, they will demolish their building and they will be crying, oh, all these things. If we follow our law properly, you know that when you are about to develop a structure that is more than a story building, go through the normal process. All those things that you are supposed to do. Corners. Because all these things, we should not blame God for everything, for collapse business, for God's sake. God has no business with that, because we fail to do what we are supposed to do. I think there should be more enforcement on the part of town planning authority. If there's still town planning authority, before it gets to the Minister of Lands and Housing, where you take that in, let them go there and inspect it. And for you that is building a house, if you bribe any government officials to approve your structure or building, unfortunately for you, by the time the thing comes down, either the man has died, the man has been transferred, or he has retired. So you are on your own. Anything that you hide today, it will come up tomorrow. So let us follow the due process. Collapse building is a needless occurrence.
No.
It's a needless occurrence. It doesn't have to happen.
Avoidable.
Follow the normal procedure in erecting structures and let the officials too hear about it. Whatever comes and goes around, if you take money from somebody and you approve a building that is structurally, in terms of on the paper, defective, you are going to answer for all those people who died.
Dr. Yegbile, I cannot, 2 years or so ago, a high-rise on Gerrard Road, given, you know. Yes. We had thought it was going to be the last one, but we have recorded 1 or 2 more after it. So we are not learning.
You see, I'm even surprised that the fatalities are only 25. Because if you look at the frequency with which this has happened, because this 25 means nationwide. It's not in Lagos. So the issue there is we have failed to exercise the powers that are with the national building authorities, the architects, and all the people involved
connected,
in the building. Now, I want a situation where when a building collapses, what do you have? What do you need? You need the approving authority to say, okay, the owner of the land.
You need to know the structural engineer.
That is where I'm going.
Okay, go there.
You, as the owner of this land, can we see your papers? You look at it. If it is Dr. Olayinka Yegbile that served as the engineer or the architect,
site engineer, or whoever, you know.
And then in the ministry, which official or who is the official that certified this house for that it is good for human habitation? If we go all this route and we punish them, there will be an end to it. Let me give you an example with one that we are very familiar with. If, as a journalist, a reporter or an editor or whatever, you publish a story or you broadcast a story in your station or you publish it in a newspaper, and the newspaper or the station is taken to court.
To be joined.
What is the first question your editor will ask? Who worked on this story? Who passed it? Even though the editor might also have seen it. But so, because of that, every journalist worth his salt as a gatekeeper will always exercise that patience that this, I'm talking of the old, not the new, when everybody is an editor and publisher now.
New school.
Exactly. So the editor will look through a trail of the story. Who wrote it? Who is the sub-editor or the editor or whatever who passed it? Why do we have this libel? That is the reason why you see that the issue of libel is was very minimal in the newspapers of old.
Yeah.
So if we bring it back to what we are talking about, if a house collapses today, the government should ask for, go into his archive and check the record. Architect A was the one who supervised it, engineer B was the one who did it, and then ask them.
I can also tell you that for the broadcast industry, the regulator is listening. If you mess around, you are messed with.
So why don't we have that in the building industry? Why is it that the Ministry of National Housing and Environment or whatever they call them, a house will collapse and then that will be the end? Nobody will ask them.
Listen, folks, gentlemen, I have 2 dates etched in my memory. I can't forget them. The one is September 12, 2014.
Okay.
The structure on the premises of a popular church in Lagos here collapsed.
Yes.
As many as 115 people died. The single largest casualty list came from South Africa.
Yes.
Nothing has happened.
Nothing has happened.
That is one. The other date is December 16, 2016. The dome of a church in my state. You know,
you're
very in.
The governor escaped by the skin of his
teeth. And the PA that pushed the governor to safety got killed. And the government admitted 18 deaths, no problem.
Up to today.
No white paper.
2016 and today, nothing has happened.
No white paper.
So we are the cause.
That is the issue. Assuming they got into the bottom of that, whoever was responsible would have been disciplined. But
all right, you know what?
Yeah.
We must make some money. So let's go on a commercial break. Gentlemen, please, let's go on this break. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away. All right, folks, welcome back. We're dealing with collapsed structures across the country, and a professional body has told us that in the last 2 years, no less than 135 buildings across the country had collapsed. They collapsed because we did something wrong. Gentlemen, I'm saying, are we learning?
Well, we are learning, but we are not putting what we learn. The moment we learn, we forget what has happened in the past. And Nigeria is a
remember Otto von Bismarck, the first German chancellor. He said, one poignant lesson of history is that man does not learn from history.
And those who fail to learn from history
are bound to repeat.
They are bound to repeat it.
Must pay.
The thing is that impunity has grown over the years to become an institution in Nigeria. And all governments have developed a national pension for sweeping matters under the carpet.
Yeah.
Now it is no longer even carpet. They sweep under the foundation. Because by the time you bring out the white paper, a lot of events have overtaken the recommendations in the white paper, because we like setting up committees, investigative committee, judicial commission of inquiry, we set up judicial, we set up all manner of names we have used. At the end of the day, you won't hear any report that has come out. If a report, government issue white paper, it means they are about to act on the report of the investigation. But they will not issue white paper, talk less of taking any punitive action. And Nigeria is a country where
Sorry for taking you back there. The one I cited in Akwa Ibom,
Yes.
government said it was going to punish.
Oh.
And the structure, the Uyo Capital City Development Authority, placed in red, bold red, stop work on it. And the people refused.
And nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
We are a country of impunity. We don't obey our laws. We don't follow up things. And to appear as if most of those people who rule us, they lack the will to implement things. We know what is good in this country. Leaders know what is good. Either because we have the national penchant for sweeping things, or that we believe that some people are untouchable. Like the example of the church you cited, if the bishop or the governor can escape death by the whiskers, who is supposed to have even acted on that particular thing? He is supposed to have acted on it. Unfortunately, he lost an aid, and he could not, even for the sake of that soul, take action on that particular, so that it will prevent future occurrence. But I am telling you, if you make good examples of owners of property that refuse to collect papers, these civil servants or professionals that refuse to do their job, if you make good examples of them, the thing will step. Until we do that...
Inka, you know, if you were relating this story to 10-year-olds, one of them will ask you, are you serious?
That's what they say now.
Serious?
You know, sometimes as I drive and come to this studio, I often ask myself,
what have you discussed?
What is the one that you discussed last week? The one that was discussed yesterday? What has happened? Are we just wasting time? Are we doing like Professor Olarotimi in one of his plays, only talk? That you just sit down and talk. Nothing
Yeah.
So now what do we do?
In fact, more than that,
Yes.
you think you are watching a poorly produced horror film.
In fact, badly
Produce the other film.
the whole thing, you ask, but
And the thing keep on repeating itself.
as you normally say, there was a country. It
there
is
was.
in the same Nigeria that things worked. Sometimes when you tell the children of nowadays some of the things that happened in the past,
they will
just look at you and think that
maybe
this man is just trying to paint a good picture for us.
Today will not forget, not even you will not forget the Ejigbadero story.
Sorry, yes.
Of course.
He was
punished.
Duly punished in 1975.
So what
when they passed the sentence, he was asking the judge, the lawyer, is it me? He never believed that it could happen to him.
Exactly.
But thank God that the Gawan government was overthrown before his judgment. And the judgment was passed in 1976 after Gawan has been overthrown. Perhaps another thing would have happened. So let us make, and the man was a man of means.
Of course.
Let us make examples of people in authority.
And added to that, you remember let me regale you. You remember Jagada Abosuni? Jagada, are you asleep?
Are you asleep?
The man said, no. Before the judges.
I cannot be asleep.
He's delivering his judgment.
And I'm sleeping. Why? Who born me? You know.
Do you know the irony of the day Ejibadero committed that murder? He was doing a naming ceremony of that day.
Oh, yes.
And he invited the top shot of the police. They were in his house.
It was an alibi, according to
Exactly.
So as they were in his residence, he picked up his gun, entered his Peugeot 504, and drove down to the demonstration. On those days.
Yes.
And drove down and saw the man outside his house with his wife
and shot him.
Fortunately, the woman saw him and the other people. And the car that he brought, they were able to assemble witnesses. If it is today's Nigeria, they would have eliminated all those witnesses.
So the lesson here is punish bad behavior. Punish it.
That is
we have to set example for
way that we can get our things right.
Yeah.
If you don't punish those who misbehave, others will learn from it and do it. Look, as psychologists always say, that it is in the heart of man to be deviant. But the reason why people are not always walk the straight way is the fear of being caught.
That's it.
It is not as if...
And punish.
It is not, yeah, exactly. It is not as if Nigerian politicians are not... they don't know that if you steal, you get punished. They know. But the issue is that, do they get punished? Nobody get punished. And the moment you want to punish one, they will tell you that, Lagbaja did it, you didn't punish him. Now this one, you want to punish him.
As today is saying,
yes.
Impunity. You still, in 2024 Nigeria,
yes.
you still hear, I will do this and nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. Yes, they will tell you nothing
of course.
will happen.
Yeah.
And nothing...
and usually,
of course, nothing happens. So
let me tell you the story of a former governor. The day he was invited to EFCC,
yeah,
he printed a special vest and wrote in front of the EFCC, "I am here."
I'm here.
You can see the impunity.
Yeah.
After all, what are you going to say? You are staying in court up till now. Because when you steal money, you are a big man. You steal money big in Nigeria. You have enough money to hire lawyers who will call blue.
Yes.
And some other things. So that capacity to do that, we are now using our civilian government, because we are in civilian government, an opportunity to run foul of the law and deny things and get away with things and do anything and commit murder, commit crime, steal money that is supposed to be used to build hospitals. In those days when we were young, we seldom visit hospitals. It is dispensary that they take us to.
Yeah.
By the time you are taken to the hospital, then your case has
you know the case is serious.
Talk less of going to teaching hospital. But today, the first report is teaching hospital.
You know,
because the dispensaries are no longer...
You remember Second Republic?
Yes.
Transport Minister. You remember him?
Umaru Diko said that Nigerians have not
How
started.
much they say is still? 400,000. And
yes.
you know, somebody here, 400,000. They say, they crazy, what do you want to take and do?
Yes, no.
So today, when they say, now 400 million, what you go faint or what?
No, you can't faint because it is not enough to pay lawyers. That 400 million is not even enough to pay lawyers. It's not enough to pay lawyers. So we just sentence. We have a central bank governor now who broke the record in Nigeria. Haven't stayed there for 9 years.
All right. Well, as is, we have the message is punish bad behavior. It's not asking for too much.